Hello everyone, Elite Dickman here. The 78th episode of Skibidi Toilet just released, and it's worth the wait. The last video Boom uploaded was 3 months ago, and the quality has improved a lot, as you can see. Anyway, about the series itself, I heard that Skibidi Toilet is apparently dying, and people are leaving the community because of slower uploads and many other reasons. I might stop soon as well, to be honest, but I don't think anyone would give a fuck about the channel because it's dead. About the Speaker Armada thing, I heard that this is not Titan Speaker Man, but someone else because it has no core or something, but if it is him, it's a fine upgrade. Anyway, let's get on to the analysis. The episode starts, and there are cameramen and Skibidi toilets working together. We can also see the rescued people. Then a person thanks the cameramen for saving them. While I was editing this, I realized that this guy is from Dead by Daylight. The person next to her asks, "How's my steak, bro?" And the guy says, "Raw, needs more cooking." Suddenly, the POV cameraman gets a transmission error. Then the POV gets a warning saying, "Your location is compromised, retreat immediately," then aims his laser gun at the garage door. But then the door explodes, seeing an astro mutant that destroys the base in an instant. The POV wakes up, and we see a human get eaten by the astro mutant. The teeth kind of remind me of the creature venom thing. Next, the Astro Duchess appears and asks for a human to eat. Then she says, "Raw, needs more cooking." Then she notices the POV, and he fires his beam gun at her, but she laughs at him, then gets killed. We hear a TV man talking, and he says, "Situation is the worst. After capturing our Titan, enemy has accessed our transmissions. Many of our secret locations have been compromised. We immediately cut intel off. It's only a matter of time before they find us all. We're blind now." Next, we see a cameraman who we saw in episode 74, and we see a Skibidi mutant. Then he notices the POV and then grabs the camera. We see 3 TV men, and then a large TV man tells the Skibidi mutant that they're departing now. Then he asks for hugs, but he doesn't let him. Then large TV man asks him to grab onto something else. Then he grabs onto his penis. Then he says, "You think this is funny? That we are some kind of fellas now? You are wrong." Then he says, "Do you possess even dimpliest concept of what this place is? Is it future or is it past? What resides in the corner of this darkness? And what happens when outside entity stays out there for too long? One of us has the answer. Jeffrey wouldn't mind some company. I wonder if Jeffrey will have an important role in the future." Then we see the Astro Toilets attacking, and then the Skibidi mutant, which I forgot to mention earlier that it could be the same Skibidi mutant from past episodes. Anyway, he deflects the energy beams coming from the 2 Astro Toilets, but then kills them. Suddenly, another Astro Toilet attacks him. Then he fires his laser beams at the Astro Toilet, then fetches his sword and cuts his arms off, then cuts his head off and falls. Next, he pulls out 2 guns and starts firing at some Astros, then kills the Astro Toilet with his buzzsaw. Then we see large TV man destroy the YouTube building. Boom probably added this because YouTube turned 20 years old as of writing this. Anyway, he unscrews his head and then throws it at a building. Then the Skibidi mutant compliments large TV man, but he responds with, "Watch your back, dumbass." Then an Astro Toilet attacks him, but he punches him. Next, an Astro Toilet rams into him. Then we see him about to attack, but then a TV man called Larry appears and punches him, but then hypnotizes him to kill himself. And Larry takes over his body and flies off. The building starts to fall apart, so the Skibidi mutant grabs the body and retreats. The cake in the building is probably a reference to the 20th anniversary of YouTube, or the 2 years of Skibidi Toilet. It's most likely the 20th anniversary of YouTube, but you can decide yourself. Anyway, he puts the body on the container, then the Skibidi mutant detects an Astro Toilet and kills him. Next, we see another 2 Astro Toilets appear, and the Skibidi mutant fearlessly says, "If that's where my life should end, so be it." Then an Astro Toilet crashes. And then we see an Astro mutant called the Hunter. The Skibidi mutant pulls his gun out and fires at him, then fires his laser cannon at him, but the hunter deflects the laser beam and then jumps onto him, breaks his shield, and knocks him onto the ground. He says, "Fate of your men has been sealed. Say your final words." The Skibidi mutant replies with, "Can't believe the last thing I see is your ugly motherfucking face." Then the hunter prepares to kill him, but gets interrupted. Then we see the speaker men, and we see a Titan called the Executor. According to Boom, he's a semi-Titan. I don't really get why the speaker race wants 2 Titans, but maybe for extra protection, I guess. Anyway, we see the Astros attempt to fight back, but the speaker race is beating them. Then the hunter rams into him but gets squished. An Astro toilet appears and attacks the Executor, but the beam explodes on the scythe he's holding. Then he throws the scythe at the Astro toilets and kills them, and it comes back to him like a boomerang. I'm guessing the scythe can be controlled remotely or something. Anyway, the Executor throws the hunter onto the ground, and he says, "This merely delays your defeat," and flies off. Next, we see a few Astro toilets appear and they fire at the Executor, but he holds them back. This reminds me of when an Astro toilet was attacking the DJ toilet and he holds them back using sound waves. Last time I said that, he froze the energy beams. But I guess I was wrong. Anyway, the Executor deflects the energy beams and they die. Then we see an Astro toilet still trying to attack, but then a large speaker man whacks him and falls onto the ground. Then the Executor kills him with his scythe. A crowd of Astro toilets attack him, but Speaker Woman kills them. I'm guessing that the speaker men are biblical because of their swords are the shape of a cross. Anyway, we see a new character that looks like a spaceship with legs. That's the first thing I thought of. It reminds me of the camera Strider, but it's red with a few speakers. It also has the ability to scream, because we see that when the Astro toilet's laser beam fires at it, it deflects the lasers by screaming at it. Then the 2 speakers detach from the speaker Strider, and the 2 speakers use sound waves to kill the Astro toilet. The Executor says, "No more hiding." This is the first time we hear a speaker man being able to talk. In an interview with Boom, he said that speaker men can't talk. Probably they installed a voice box inside him so he can speak or something, just like in season 25, when a speaker man gave a device to help scientist TV Man to speak properly. Maybe speaker men will use this tech as well so they can talk. Anyway, he also says all invaders will be executed after his scythe turns into a cross. Then it shines up into the air like a beacon. We see new characters like this floating speaker thing that looks like the Astro toilet, and this thing that can charge the coil on the back of the Executor. Then Speaker Woman gives the Skibidi mutant a sword, and then Astro toilets appear and an Astro carrier appears, and that's the end of the episode. I don't think the speaker race are going to survive for much longer. An Astro carrier could easily wipe them out, because they can only handle so much. I don't really know the power levels of the Astros, but it's just my guess. Anyway, that's it. Like and subscribe because this is getting old anyway. Elite Dick Man out.